That was his first video of him almost losing the plot, and I thought Tyson might get hold of that and say, look Dad, pipe down now, I'll just leave it and that'll be the end of it. But he's carried on, and this morning he released another video. There was three.
No, I think he's past his best. I'm an no-filter kind of guy. I love my son, but there's too many people patting him on the back and telling him he's Tarzan when he's not Tarzan. He's been gone Tyson since the Deontay Wilder fights. It's finished Wilder completely. Done him. He's not got a leg underneath him. He's took off.
And John Fury, as is Tyson Fury's dad. So with due respect to the circumstance, if you want to repair your relationship with your son, the best thing you probably shouldn't be doing is interviews with newspapers about it. For me, I always question that. I always think that's an unpalatable circumstance. That's making it about you. If you want to repair your private relationships, you repair them in private, not in the public.
It's just a big fat mess. Nobody making noise. Nobody's really interested, but we have to respond because if the noise he makes gets attention because Tyson Fury is such a big name and he's making a comeback fight. So anyway, he said he don't want to fight anybody.
Open, but he's saying it took a lot out of him. I don't want to see my son still boxing now because I know the consequences, and that's why he referred to me and said, look at you and what you went through. I don't want my son to be in that position. I don't want him to get...
Carl Froch just dropped an absolute bombshell that's tearing the boxing world apart right now. He's calling out John Fury for publicly destroying his own son's career, and what he revealed about the toxic family drama behind closed doors is absolutely wild. We're talking about a legendary trainer who built Tyson Fury into a champion, now accused of sabotaging everything they worked for together. And the evidence Froch presents? It's devastating.
There's no hate in me. I'm actually quite fond of Tyson Fury. I want him to do well, and I want him to retire a happy man, which I've spoke about on numerous occasions. We actually came through the pro ranks together. Tyson Fury, if you don't know, he made his professional debut, was promoted by the same promoter at the time, and he made his pro debut on the undercard of my first world title fight against Jean Pascal here.
Here's where this gets absolutely insane. Froch isn't just throwing around casual criticism here. He's systematically dismantling John Fury's entire approach, pointing out specific moments where the father's arrogance and constant interference have caused real damage to Tyson's personal life and professional reputation. Think about this for a second. We're watching a respected boxing analyst publicly call out a fighter's own father for being the biggest obstacle to his son's success. Froch is highlighting how John Fury's need for attention and control has created chaos in what should be Tyson's moment to shine. The boxing community is split down the middle on this, with some saying Froch is out of line, while others are applauding him for finally saying what everyone's been thinking. Social media is going crazy with fans posting examples of John Fury's outrageous behavior at press conferences and weigh-ins.
Tyson Fury, Makvedov. Good little fight. Tyson's nice and relaxed. He's coming back. Again, after retiring, he's back out of retirement. We kind of knew it was going to happen. He seems in a good place. He seems quite happy. He's not out of shape. He's in his usual shape, which isn't great shape in terms of physicalities to look at. He's not good on the optics, but you know he's in shape because he's not 28 stone. He's probably looking about 18 and a half stone-ish, and he's in the gym. I don't think he ever really came out of the gym. He said he's been training twice a day since announcing.
Wait, it gets even more intense. Froch is making it crystal clear that he wants Tyson Fury to step into that ring and prove once, and for all that his father is nothing but talk with zero action to back it up. He's praising Tyson's incredible physical shape and unwavering commitment, showing the world that despite John Fury's relentless attempts to create chaos and drama, his son is more than capable of proving himself when it matters most. Froch is positioning Tyson as this focused, laser-sharp professional who's ready to silence his father's constant bluster through pure skill and determination. The contrast he's drawing is brutal. On one side, you have John Fury running his mouth at every opportunity, creating unnecessary drama and distractions. On the other side, you have Tyson Fury putting in the work, staying disciplined, and preparing to let his fists do the talking.
Enough respect to say, you know what, my dad could be right.
Now here's the kicker that nobody saw coming. When John Fury starts talking about how he built Tyson's entire career and demanding respect for his contributions, Froch sees right through it as complete nonsense. He knows that Tyson Fury possesses the raw talent and iron determination to succeed completely on his own, without needing his father's toxic interference. Froch is essentially arguing that John Fury's words and demands for recognition won't mean absolutely nothing when that bell rings and skill and heart become the only things that decide the outcome. This is where the father-son dynamic gets really complicated, because you can see the tension building between John's need for credit and Tyson's desire to establish his own legacy. Industry insiders are saying this public feud is creating serious problems behind the scenes, with team members being forced to choose sides.
Tyson, I think, used his dad to keep him involved and as a infiltrator. You know, someone that can shout and scream and cause a bit of chaos and unrest. You know, and I think like he doesn't need that in this fight, so he might make a U-turn.
Hold up, because Shane McGuigan just dropped some serious truth bombs that back up everything Froch is saying. He's highlighting that Tyson Fury has completely outgrown his father's interference and no longer needs the chaos that John brings to his corner. Froch would absolutely agree with this assessment, knowing that Tyson doesn't need his father causing unnecessary drama and distractions when he should be focusing on his opponent. The boxing world is starting to see a clear pattern here. Skill, preparation, and mental focus consistently beat loudmouths and attention seekers, and John Fury's disruptive tactics become completely irrelevant when a true professional like Tyson Fury steps into that ring. What's really telling is how other fighters and trainers are starting to distance themselves from John's antics, recognizing that his behavior reflects poorly on the entire sport.
Bollocks, a lot of it. Same squad, same bullshit.
You're not a part of this training camp, are you?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I said, if you have him, that sugar, I'm no filter. I said, I'm gone.
But what is it about Sugar?
He's
Is
no
it
good.
Tactically,
Technically, he's useless. Everybody's been in the corner, but he got beat. He's been gone Tyson since the Deontay Wilder fights. It's finished Wilder completely. It's took a lot away from Tyson. Magmadov, this is a problem. I'm the first one to say it, because all them out there, they don't pay enough attention to detail, Spencer.
It's a high-risk fight for him, this, isn't it?
It's not what I'd have done. Look at Usyk. Usyk's saying, I'm 39-year-old. I want an easy time. He's picked.
And get this part, because it reveals everything about John Fury's destructive pattern. Every single move that Tyson Fury and his professional team make gets criticized and second-guessed by his own father. But Froch sees right through this toxic behavior. He recognizes that John Fury is all noise and zero skill, while Tyson's focus and natural talent are what actually matter in determining fight outcomes. Froch understands that the real fighter is ready and prepared, making John Fury's constant doubts and complaints completely irrelevant to the actual competition. This creates an impossible situation for Tyson, who's trying to maintain family relationships while also protecting his professional career from his father's damaging interference. Promoters are reportedly getting frustrated with having to manage John's outbursts during what should be routine promotional activities.
I'm getting well paid for Rico, keeping my name out there. It's an easy fight. Even if Tyson wins this, it's 12 rounds.
But here's where it gets absolutely wild, and this exposes John Fury's manipulation tactics. He consistently tries to frame himself as the victim in this situation, but Froch sees exactly what damage John has caused to Tyson's confidence and ability to focus on his craft. Froch believes that real respect gets earned inside that ring through professionalism and results, not through family connections or loud demands for recognition. No amount of words and complaints from John Fury can overshadow Tyson's exceptional skill, fighting heart, and determination to dominate his division and prove himself as the best heavyweight in the world. The psychological impact of having your own father constantly undermining your confidence in public is something most people can't even imagine dealing with. Sports psychologists are saying this kind of family dysfunction can destroy even the most talented athletes.
If you can't show your father respect when it's needed, keep going. I don't need you. I don't need him and his millions. I need nothing off him. I wish him well, but he's put those people before me, his blood father. That's hurt me like you wouldn't believe. So, they can jog on. Yeah. And I mean that.
Now listen to this measured take from Fraser Clark that perfectly illustrates the entire situation. He acknowledges that John Fury does possess legitimate boxing insight and knowledge, but he's also hinting that Tyson Fury has developed the skills and mental strength to prove himself regardless of whether his father supports him or doubts him. Froch sees this as a perfect example of how Tyson's career should be defined by his ability and focus, not by whether he has parental approval or family drama. April 11th becomes the ultimate testing ground for Tyson Fury to silence every single critic, including his own father, and demonstrate that his talent, training regimen, and mental strength far outweigh any interference or noise coming from John Fury's constant need for attention and control.
I'm not seeing what John said, but obviously I suppose he's in a position where he knows his son, he probably knows the best version of him, and he's probably looking at him now and just feels that it isn't. I think all questions will be answered on the 11th of April, won't they? And we'll see what he's got.
Here's something that proves Froch's entire point about what really matters in professional boxing. Tyson Fury's decision to keep only trusted people in his inner circle shows that skill and mental preparation always triumph over noise and distractions. John Fury's opinions and public complaints cannot affect Tyson's performance when he remains disciplined, determined, and surrounded by people who genuinely support his success, rather than seeking their own spotlight. This clarity of focus and professional approach is exactly why Tyson Fury continues to be a dominant figure in heavyweight boxing, despite having to deal with family drama that would destroy most fighters' careers. The contrast between Tyson's professionalism and his father's attention-seeking behavior couldn't be more obvious to anyone paying attention.
I don't have people around me, never have and I never will, because I'm a psychopath. I can't have a million people around me because it doesn't work. I just have the same old people I've always knew, that's it. I'm not interested in making new friends, I'm not interested in what the next man's got, I'm not interested in what the next door neighbour's doing, don't care. Keep myself.
Simon Jordan just highlighted something crucial that supports everything Froch has been saying about this toxic situation. He points out John Fury's massive mistake of making private family matters into public spectacles and media circus events. Froch completely agrees that Tyson's focus and career development should never be overshadowed by his father's need to air family business in front of cameras and reporters. John Fury's public complaints and dramatic outbursts cannot change the fundamental fact that Tyson's abilities and dedication in the gym speak infinitely louder than any newspaper headlines or social media drama, making him the real source of power in this entire story. Media outlets are starting to ignore John's antics because they realize it's just manufactured drama that distracts from the actual sport.
Private, not in the public domain. John, on the times that I've met John, I found him to be engaging and charming. But there's other times when I've seen him on, whether it's an act, or curated or whatever, it's boorish, it's unpalatable, it's unpleasant. When you headbutt Ukrainians in front of Saudi royalty and behave yourself in a way that's not particularly appetizing, you get judged by it. So with due respect to the fact it's a scoop for these guys, I'm not hugely interested in John Fury.
Let me tell you what Liam Goh revealed that shows Tyson's true character. He acknowledges John Fury's concerns about his son's career, but Froch argues that Tyson's proven resilience and exceptional talent make him completely unstoppable regardless of family drama. Those past setbacks, like the Deontay Wilder trilogy, fights only served to sharpen Tyson's skills and mental strength rather than weakening his resolve. Froch sees that the real test isn't whether John Fury gives his approval or continues his criticism, but whether Tyson can rise above all the noise and prove he remains the undisputed king of heavyweight boxing. The way Tyson has handled adversity throughout his career shows he's built differently than most fighters, with an ability to turn negative situations into motivation.
But he's saying that Tyson isn't himself anymore. And I tend to agree with John Fury. He's certainly not at his best anymore. I mean, how could he be after everything he's been through and stuff like that? So I tend to agree with that, right? But he was saying words to the effect of that the Wilder...
Duke McKenzie questioned Tyson Fury's legendary status, but here's why Froch's response destroys that argument completely. Froch argues that historical comparisons and debates about greatest of all-time status don't matter when Tyson Fury is actively dominating his current era with skill and results. What actually counts is demonstrating skill, courage, and producing results inside that ring when it matters most. Neither John Fury's constant interference nor critics like Duke McKenzie can diminish Tyson's actual achievements or his proven ability to rise to the occasion in every significant fight of his career. The numbers don't lie, and Tyson's record speaks for itself, regardless of outside opinions or family dysfunction.
Obviously Fury's got his own fans and people that think that he is a legend and one thing and another. Well, that's all well and good, but you've got to look at his resume. It doesn't stack up. Not to the great fighters. It doesn't stack up.
Peter Fury dropped some serious knowledge that perfectly supports Froch's argument about what makes Tyson special. He highlights that Goh isn't just another heavyweight with size and power, but a boxer with an exceptionally sharp fighting brain and a skill set that's virtually unmatched in the division. Froch completely agrees that this proves Froch dominance doesn't rely on luck, hype, or family connections, but on careful preparation, technical mastery, and pure natural talent that can't be taught or faked. Despite John Fury's constant public criticisms and attempts to stay relevant, Tyson knows exactly how to handle any challenge inside that ring, carefully choosing the right fights and consistently performing at the highest possible level while keeping fans entertained and engaged worldwide. This combination of skill and entertainment value is what separates true champions from ordinary fighters.
Yeah. Well, whether he can take him or not, he shouldn't be taking him, and he knows that. But when he's on his A game and he boxes, he can box. He ticks all the boxes, trust me, and he's exciting as well. And he does the right thing with this level of opposition because he's walking through.
Liam Go brought up the challenge of extended time away from competition, but Froch's response reveals why Tyson Fury is built differently than other fighters. He argues that Tyson's mental fortitude and dedication to proper training make him more than ready to return, regardless of how long he's been inactive. Extended layoffs cannot weaken the natural skill and ring intelligence that he's developed over years of elite-level competition. Even after 15 or 16 months away from the ring, Tyson's agility, movement, and boxing brain remain at an elite level that most heavyweights never reach. John Fury's doubts about his son's ability become completely irrelevant because Tyson's discipline and genuine love for the sport ensure that he returns sharper, stronger, and more determined than ever to prove everyone wrong, including his own father, when he steps back into that ring in April.
Fury has been out of the ring for well over a year now. By the time he gets back in the ring on April the 11th, he will have been out of the ring for well over a year. You're probably talking close to 15, 16 months. It's a long time, especially for someone who is more of a mover, more a boxer. It's not like a pressure fighter who can just...
Shane Fury perfectly captured the mindset of a true champion like Tyson, and this is what separates great fighters from ordinary ones. He explained that champions cannot be satisfied with fame, wealth, or comfort alone because their drive comes from something deeper.
The thing is there's nothing more left in life for these boxers. When these great boxers, what's completed the game and they've got everything, what else can Tyson do? You know, there's only so much yachts and sailing, and there's only so much flying on holidays, and there's only so much fucking whatever a normal person thinks is good you can do before you're sick to death.
It's a perfect fight for him. Got the height, looks the part, he's strong. I think Tyson's hands will be too fast. I think Tyson, his feet are the thing. What I want to see. I want to see how his feet have deteriorated, because it happens to everybody. And so I just want to see what version of Tyson we get. He's out in Thailand training. So he's got to make sure he trains right. No cutting corners at this stage in your life. 37 years old. There's a lot of young lions knocking at the door, watching you. You're in a meal ticket. They're planning for you already. And I think
I think that mentally he's in a good place. Physically, he looked good as well. He's been working well out in Thailand, and I sort of agree with Paulie. I think that he's a massive addition to the heavyweight scene. He has been over the last 10 years, and I think it's good to have him back. You know, we need the characters. We need. Look, are the legs...
One punch in heavyweight division changes everything. Magwadov's capable of doing that. He's a big, strong man, as you can see. Tyson's an elite boxer, but what's he got left? I don't know. Because you'll only know when you get in that ring, and it's too late. You know, let's just see. Tyson's not a stupid man.
You know, Tyson's looking in magnificent shape. Best I've seen him in, to be quite honest, for a long time, and more importantly, mentally he's in a good place. And this is a big fight. He's in with a very, very experienced fighter who's a big man, big puncher. I think he's got a 90% knockout ratio. He's knocked out 17 of his opponents in the third. Can whack, and he's not phased about fighting over here. He fought recently over here and beat Dave Allen. And this is quite a tough